Well, markets have historically felt the pressure during midterm election years, and 2026 is no exception. As we kick off a new year, the NYSE announcing the launch of a platform for trading and on-chain settlement of tokenized securities. While crypto also played a role in the 2024 elections, as blockchain advocacy groups spent millions to help elect the most pro-crypto Congress yet. That effort paid off with the passage of the Genius Act, and now the industry is looking to increase its influence in this year's elections. While lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are embracing blockchain as the future of finance. Well, joining me here at the New York Stock Exchange this morning is Laura Dunn, a civil rights attorney who's running for Congress in New York's 12th District. Laura, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited to talk about crypto with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, I understand that you launched a crypto donation wallet with crypto exchange MoonPay for your race in New York's 12th District. So tell us all about this.
Absolutely. So I'm someone who is of a younger generation than our current leadership in Congress, and I think that's important. Congress is stuck with what they know and not what is new. And so I'm trying to offer innovative leadership and to honor what New York City does, right? It sits at the center of finance, technology, and we're really paving a path forward. So the crypto wallet with MoonPay was an obvious, logical step. Kamala Harris even embraced crypto when she was running as a potential president for the U.S. So I'm following suit. I'm trying to indicate my willingness to work with the crypto and blockchain community. I love the idea that Andrew Yang has put forward around blockchain voting. I think there's modernization that we should be doing all across the board using these technologies.
Yeah, and Laura, while I have you here, you mentioned a key word, so I do want to hone in on that, and that is innovation. So tech innovation is important, but what about guardrails?
Oh, absolutely. Well, that's where the civil rights attorney part comes in. So I'm currently sitting on New York City, their Bar Association's Human Rights and Business Committee, and I'm very focused on finding that balance between innovation and protecting consumers. So we've obviously seen a lot of meme coin schemes happening. Trump, Eric Adams, a lot of people who have been putting forward kind of cryptocurrencies and then taking advantage, I would say, of consumers who are interested. I think that's a shame, right? Crypto's been around over 15 years, and yet Congress hasn't sufficiently regulated it, and we're seeing these outcomes. And I think people are making crypto the boogeyman rather than realizing it's the lack of regulations. It's really government's job to make sure that this is a safe financial market for everyone to be involved in.
So what would that actually look like? So for viewers out there, especially New Yorkers who are concerned about crypto and consumer protection or even transparency and accountability, what would you say to them?
Well, we're already taking the first steps, right? You mentioned having a more pro-crypto Congress than ever before, so the Genius Act was essential. We have stablecoin. We are backing cryptocurrency with the US dollar, but we don't have yet the Clarity Act that got passed by the House, got stuck in the Senate, and we're trying to move that forward, but I believe that just got held up in a banking committee. So it's really about moving forward with regulations we already have as a step one, but step two, we need financial literacy in K through 12 and in higher ed. We have people who don't understand anything about crypto or blockchain, and yet it's changing every infrastructure in our society, and I really think government especially needs to embrace it. Over in New Jersey, they're already using blockchain around assets, and so we need to really be embracing this technology, and that's where government comes in, making sure that people know what each currency is. Is it a commodity? Is it a security? How is it going to be regulated? And that's also fair to industry, right? We don't want SEC coming in and all of a sudden dinging someone because they did something wrong, yet there wasn't a clear rule on it. And so we really need to be embracing this and moving forward.
Yeah, and looking beyond just New York City and outside of New York State, beyond the nation's capital and across America, when it comes to regulation, you highlighted some key points there, but what do you think legislation should look like?
Should look like? Ideally proactive and not reactive, right? Not waiting until there's a problem. We already know what industry leaders want. They want regulation to distinguish good actors from bad actors. We already know that we need to clarify commodities and securities. We need to be creating these arenas for everyone to play in and really helping educate the public, which are the coins that are more reliable than others and why so. And there's obviously news channels like yours, but I would say the average viewer maybe isn't watching that. So way more education for the general public, and I think that's a role that government often doesn't play. We issue rules and then we leave it to everyone else to read them, but we could also be marketing and advertising ourselves and what the regulations are.
And finally, before I let you go, we're here down on Wall Street at the New York Stock Exchange. And when we think about New Yorkers going through the boroughs on a regular basis, whether we're using our digital wallets to go onto the subway or we're making payments out there, what do you think is the role of crypto moving forward?
Oh, I love crypto's democratization, right? We're moving away from reliance on institutions and reliance on each other. We're able to unite and create commodities amongst ourselves, separate from what may be happening in the government. Everyone's worried about what's happening with the government right now. We don't know what's going to happen internationally in relation to that either. So I like that we're able to be together, make our own communities, and decide how we want to transact. So that's really important. So people who are embracing crypto, I hope they embrace me as a candidate for Congress and give a donation today using my crypto wallet.
Well, it was great having you here at the New York Stock Exchange. Thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.